We're back. We're back. We're streaming. We are live. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious, my friends. Here we are. We are back. Let's do some quick technical checks. Lucy, how are we doing? And how, chat, are you doing today? We very, very nearly got kicked out of this room, but we managed to wrangle our way back in. So things are good. Tagi Amkisi, welcome. Welcome. Good day to all of you. Today we are working on Biirai, if I can figure out where the camera is. We are working on Biirai, and we are going to try to get ourselves to a point where Biirai is essentially open for you to make your own dialects. So this is exciting. We are going to be up to no good today. Audio, both looks and sounds good. You love to hear it, I guess, right? Super. And Lucy, tell me if the camera business is good, if I need to change the white balance, the what's it called? The exposure, or any of that good jazz, because I have the power now. I have the power. All right. So, I'll wait for some feedback on that, and then we'll jump right in and get started with Biirai. Oh, and I want to thank all of you as well for putting up with all the time changes. If you were on the Discord, you saw that the time for this stream changed back and forth. Unfortunately, I'm not in total control of my environment here, so I don't always get to use the room when I want. But this time it worked out. Super. Okay. Okay, YouTube's doing the thing where it delivers the comments in bulk. So let's see. Question about whether classical Chinese or Old English will come back. So first of all, Old English is something that I'm very, very hard at work on right now. Writing a textbook for Old English, which is now being tested. It's going through its trial by fire with the first cohorts of students over at the Ancient Language Institute. And so there's a lot of work being done on Old English, so expect to see more Old English content in the future, but it may not appear on this channel. I will have some more things to say about that later. And as for classical Chinese, that is something that I have a plan for, but it won't be able to happen until at least I get back to Canada, which will be next. Well, it's actually almost at the end of January, right? It feels like July because it's so hot down here, but at the end of January I will be back, and then you will see the normal environment, the normal studio being used again, and then I can do more. I have more flexibility with the kinds of videos I make. So yes, both Old English and classical Chinese are still very much on the radar. To answer that question, let's take a look. Lucy says the exposure looks good. Excellent. Well, if the sun shifts, just let me know and I can change it. Alrighty. Jack, no, we didn't change the camera, but we found a thing that lets us mess with the settings on the webcam that I have. So, yeah, I'm glad to hear that it had an effect. Superb. All right. And let's see what else we have. I'm guessing Sandreal. I'm doing well. Thank you. How are you? You started your first Conlang. Exciting. All right. Okay, so let's maybe something cool will come up here that might give you inspiration for what you're working with. Okay, so let's jump in. Let's do some Biirai. Friends, welcome back. We are here. We are working on Biirai, everyone's favorite VSO language, with an obsession with nominalizations and three vowels. that's what we're here to do. We're here to develop Biirai and develop it into a point where hopefully, if you want to make your own version of Biirai, your own dialect, that you have enough material to do it. Okay, so that's a lot of work that we'll have to do. So let's jump in and get started. I think the first step will be just to survey what we have. So the Biirai docs are in a bit of a state at the moment. We have something called Sheet 1, which has our phonology. That's not ideal. We should probably organize this a bit better. So to make Biirai able to be built upon, we need to formalize all of our rules that we've come up with so far. So that's why I have a new document here, Biirai grammar. And we can start to make some sections in here. Phonology. This is good. All right, and rather than try messing with tables, let's see how this does. Paste unlinked. That's not bad, is it? That's not, except for this, which is weirdly not colored in the same way, but whatever. So okay, so here are the consonants. And we are going to just put in some of our tables into this Biirai grammar document. Vowels. Here are our consonants and our vowels. This is so cool. I didn't know you could do this. This looks great. And then we also have, I think we need to make the normal text a little bit bigger though. What do you say? I think it's just a little bit not big enough. So let's get normal up to 16. Up to 16. And then let's update normal text to match. Cool. Maybe we can, I don't know if this will let us monkey with the widths. This is probably not the highest return activity that we could be doing right now, but I just feel, there we go. I feel I have to do it. Okay, so we are working on formalizing the phonology. The phonology is basically good. I don't think we need to worry too much about it. So we have our consonants, we have our vowels. Don't know why it's giving us an extra space there. There we go. And then now that we've made the whole text a bit bigger, I think we need to just up the size of everything else. Great. Okay. Great. The joys of Google Drive formatting. I know. Right. Okay, so Biirai grammar, we have a document. Yay. Get this right here. Okay, so then we'll just write in a little something about the diphthongs are also to diphthongs I and ow. Good. Let's put in our orthography as well while we're at it. I believe we have a fairly straightforward, fairly IPA-like orthography. Do we actually, wait, that's Pkwak. I think in Biirai we use J for yod. Yes, we do. Okay, so that's fine. So really the only thing is R for the flap. Good. Okay, so we're good. Oh, Calvin, if you highlight the 4 rightmost columns of the table, you can equalize their widths. Let's see. Ha ha. Calvin. Excellent. Thank you. I'm going to try that over here. Great. This is like Google Docs Simulator 2023. And then let's get the next step. Syllable structure. And I think we need to be a little bit more verbose because this is quite Yeesh. All right, so Biirai syllables are minimally bimoraic, where, okay, so let's just put that down and we can explain that. Biirai syllables are minimally bimoraic. Phonology switch. Bimoraic. And long vowels, diphthongs, and closed syllables with long vowels or diphthongs count as bimoraic, as do closed syllables. Trimoraic syllables, that is, those with a long vowel or diphthong plus a coda consonant, are possible, but somewhat rare. I think that's a fair statement right now. Yes. The chat seems to be happening more or less okay. It's not live, I'll tell you that. I don't see it live anyway. But we make do. All right. Biirai syllables are of the shape C. Let's talk about onsets. Onsets in Biirai syllables may be empty, leading to vowel initial syllables. Onsets, the maximal onset is CR. No other branching onsets. No branching onsets other than those, which and in R and let's use the IPA for this. Are permitted. Great. Okay, so this is what we know so far. Oh, no, sorry, there's one more thing. Coda consonants. Coda consonants are limited to a restricted set. Glides, yawa, nasals, mana, and voiceless stops, pataka. Good. All right, so that, look at this. We took, I don't know, how many words is this? There's a word count in here somewhere, isn't there? Where does the word count live? Ah, there it is. 85 words to summarize these two lines, but I think we're richer for it. Alrighty. Then suprasegmental phonology. Biirai has fixed root initial stress. Not too much to say there. Echoed words, the R thing. Yeah, we have to deal with that. So let's talk about. Let's put that in here. Phonotactics, and then we can give syllable structure its own. And let's mess with the formatting a bit here too. So here we have our dissimilation. So this is something that we've decided on. In a word where oh, okay, no, there are a few things. Sorry, I forgot. Morpheme structure constraints. We have morpheme structure constraints. We also have some stress to talk about in compounds. So in compounds, in a word where, okay, so let's return to then the phonotactic rules. Our dissimilation in a word where is present. No, what's the best way to say this? So let's cite it informally first. So we get the branching onset becomes simple when R comes later. Maybe we can leave it like that for now, just so that we're not taking forever on it. So it is an allophonic rule, but it's also phonotactic in that no morphemes can occur that have this structure. So it does produce an alternation, but it also is a constraint that occurs on morphemes themselves. Yeah. All right. So yeah, we could say it's not really dissimilation. And then we have another one. This is our dissimilation. So we can see that these are both, well, let me write it down before I, my brain is moving at a different speed than my mouth right now. So when not in a single syllable, yeah, so when not part of a branching onset, R dissimilates to N before another R. So you can see that these have very similar environments. This leads us to a kind of analysis. This is the kind of thing that is called a conspiracy in phonology, where different rules bring about the same outcome. So the outcome here is no RR sequences in a word, even if there are things in between those two R's. So we could formulate this as two rules, which we've done here, but we could also change the way we think about it and formulate the constraint of there not being two R's, and then the language has various ways to satisfy this constraint. And if you've taken a phonology class, you know I'm kind of leading into the thought process that takes you down the optimality theory path. And if that doesn't mean anything to you, I'll have to do a video on optimality theory sometime. But basically, it's the idea that instead of having phonological rules as the major theoretical device, you have you prioritize phonological constraints, and then let the rules come out as epiphenomena that come about because you're trying to adhere to different constraints. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. OCP, obligatory contour principle. That's right. So that is this is a specific instance of the OCP, which says that if there are basically don't have the same thing twice next to each other, where the same thing and next to each other are able to vary. Because really these, so in a case like in the case like, wait a second, someone just said something. Yeah, someone said something good. So it's actually, I got the directionality on this wrong. This is actually the rule. That will give us Biirai, Brai to Biirai, Bai. Right, okay. But I almost want to, and this is getting maybe a bit in the weeds, I almost want to have this rule stay as it is, and then have a subset which occurs in clitics. And then this rule is related, but this one works like this. So this equals here is a clitic boundary. So it deletes an eclitic when there is an R in the root. Yikes, this is ugly. Yeah. All right, so so I can't believe Biirai back is developing into Bai. Yeah. Do you hear it? The ice cream elephant is here. Oh. He's going away now. He'll be back. He'll be back. All right. Okay. Right, so lots of stuff around R. Clearly this language doesn't like sequences of two R's. So in this case, this one is an allophonic rule because it makes reference to this morpheme boundary here. Jack, could the ... in the clitic rule be nothing? Yes. So if we had a hypothetical, and actually I neglected to write in this coda restriction accurately because we can also have r. So if we have this morpheme, right, surar, from solar. Where does it live? Surar, cloudy. If we have surar brai, it becomes surar bai. And also, I think we're going to have to change this to sunar bai if we go according to our current rule. All right, sunar. We may find some other RR sequences. And because no Biirai child will ever hear an alternation between surar and sunar, it's debatable whether we would say that the word is stored as surar, because there's no alternation. So all the child will ever hear is sunar. Anyway, that's maybe inside baseball. I love that phrase, inside baseball. I don't know. It's, something that only people who are really into it care about. Great. Okay. So, yeah. Biirai phonology. Maybe we can move this out of its section like this and just say phonological rules. Just because I think the distinction between allophonic and phonotactic isn't that interesting. Having to do with these RR sequences. There we go. All right, let's talk about compound stress, because we also decided this. In compounds, the second element is stressed. Takes primary stress. The first syllable of the second element takes primary stress, and the first syllable of the first element takes secondary stress. Okay. Ideally, we'd have examples for all these, but we're going a bit fast right now, so let's continue. Morpheme structure constraints. This is important. No morpheme has more than 3 syllables. So morphemes must be 3 syllables in length. Must be at most 3 syllables in length. All right, so this is important. This we have been already obeying, I think. Should have been obeying. I think we have. This one will have to change. So this will have to be a compound. And this one, compound as well. And same with Garaktiksan. We talked about a little bit about this in one of our off-camera events on the Discord. Hey, by the way, hey, Discord. You know about it, right? If you don't, link down in the below thing. So this is going to end up being polymorphemic. So segment. Just go through and make sure there aren't any others. Aikatwadzi, same. Ayatu. So we're gonna have to segment this one as well. That's fine. Okay. Ah, cool guy. Right back at you. But there can be only one Colin. Righty. Then we have to talk about compounding, but this is more in morphology. So let's make a new section. Compounds. Agreement. What else do we have in Biirai? Noun class. Anything else going on? Oh, nominalization. There's some cool stuff going on in Biirai. All right. Yeah, echoed words inside baseball. It's a fun phrase. I don't know what the how that travels to other dialects of English. Maybe there's like inside cricket or something. Inside, I don't know. Whatever your local whatever your local sport is. Um, right. Agreement. Sorry. Word order and clitics. So let's say personal pronouns and agreement. Mm. Personal pronouns, because we have the dependent and independent series we have to talk about. Word order. Yeah, let's make syntax basic word order. Great. Subordination. Anything else to discuss? Oh, echo words. Did you not hear when I mentioned that a few minutes ago? The inside baseball means something that only people who are devotees care about. So it's like saying, it's like if I were to talk about the merits of one linguistic theory or another, and then I would say, this is a little inside baseball because only linguists who specialize in this one thing care about the distinction. Pronouns, clitics, and articles and how they interact with the class. Yeah, we're going to put this into noun class, subject, verb, agreement. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's probably a very parochial term itself, but I like it. It just picks out something that is a real thing. All right. I'm sure we'll come up with more. Oh yeah, relative subordination, relativization. Really belongs under subordination, but whatever. I'm seeing articles. Prepositions, debatable whether this should be under morphology or syntax, I think, but yeah, okay. All right, I think we've got a good menu, a good plan of action. I don't know what we call it. So before I put a cut in, let's put in something about compounds. So compounding is used extensively in Biirai. In compounds, morphemes are clipped in compounds. This is interesting. And this is, I think, something that we haven't talked about publicly yet. Sujet. Thank you. Yeah, I know some of you have been pointing that out. Sorry, it didn't come in until now. Great. So compounding is used extensively in Biirai. We have a what is the compounding order? Do I remember? If I remembered, it would be wonderful. However, I do not. So let's see what we have here. Okay, pransik piao. Pransik piao. Pransik piora. Okay, what did we decide? Colin tries to remember what we decided. What we decided about compounding. So let's talk about the clipping and then we'll talk about the order. Morphemes are clipped in compounds. The first and last syllables are retained. The first and last syllables are retained. So for example, in Pransik Piaura, camel journey, we get Pransik. Oops, I made a mistake here. Piaura, Pransik Pira. So this is kind of cool. Okay. Yeah, I don't think, maybe we didn't decide on order. Maybe we left that. Maybe we left that. Okay. So this is what we're going to do next. We're going to nail down the compounding order because this is going to be essential for people to make their own dialects. And then we will advance and just brain dump everything we know about Biirai into this document so that people can build on it. But I'm going to put in a cut here because I need to hydrate and stretch. And so do you. So, chat, friends, YouTube, everyone, thank you so much. We will return shortly, and we will be up to no good with Biirai. Actually, we'll be up to very good. All right, see you next time. Okay, chat. I'm going to just have a quick Biirai myself. I'm going to hydrate and stretch. It is very hot here. So I will Biirai. We'll see if we get the magic of the bug this time. Wouldn't it be so cool if on the Biirai episode it did the Biirai thing again? We'll see. Okay, we are back. Let's see. Let's see what chat's been up to in the meantime. Calvin, does R deletion not apply across morpheme boundaries and compounds? No, I don't think it should. I think that would probably be too much. Yeah, because we're all to the morphemes by clipping them. I think if we also enforce the no RR constraint, we would be getting quite far from the root form. Although in your individual dialects, if you want to change that, that's exactly the kind of thing that we can do. All right, so then the next thing, will we be evolving Proto-vernacular Biirai? So Proto-vernacular Biirai, what I imagine now is... Okay, so Proto-vernacular Biirai is essentially a way for us to allow Biirai to go off in its own direction slightly after today. So if people have started working on their varieties, then then we can just say, oh well, if it differs from Biirai, then we can fudge it as saying, oh yeah, it's just Proto-vernacular Biirai. Did you enjoy that? Yeah, that was completely unintentional, but that didn't happen. Nothing happened. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, so moving on. Back to the side web. Oh no, I gotta start the new segment, don't I? Okay, so friends in the chat, friends all over the world, welcome back. We are talking Biirai today, and we are making decisions. We are making decisions about the grammar, so that if anyone wants to spin off their own dialect of Biirai, the power will be in their hands. So let's get down to work, shall we? Righty. So we have. I have been doing a bit of sleuthing, and I found an older-ish paper, 2009, on constituent order. So we can just read the abstract here. Let's zoom it in. All right. So let's see. Do we have any? This is not liking my dark mode. Okay, so it looks like I'm assuming that the N that's underlined is the head. So, although I'm confused because some of them are bold. I don't know. the N that's underlined is the head, and the N that's not underlined is not the head of the compound. And so we have these two patterns, head modifier and possessum possessor, and then the opposite. So basically, Taga, you are correct. I think we should, given that we have an N gen, so a possessum possessor order, we should have head initial compounds. So in that case, we would have to do, well, in that case, Pransikpira would be a camel you use for taking journeys. All right. Compounding is used extensively in Biirai. Compounds are head initial. Morphemes are clipped in compounds such that each member of a compound is only 2 syllables in length. The first and last syllables of the root are retained. Good. Stem. I don't know. I don't know if we need to distinguish root and stem in Biirai yet, but let's just say stem because I think that's a bit safer. Here's a good example. Pransikpira. Pransikpiaura. Pransikpira. Yes. Is at most only 2 syllables in length. Thank you. Who said that? Emily Autumn. Most 2 syllables in length. Right, because if we have a monosyllabic word, then we wouldn't extend it. Okay, good. This is good. Henley, we will have news about the Google Docs and sheets for the languages soon. We are actively pondering what to do about that. So keep an eye out on the Discord. There should be some news coming soon about accessibility of all the documentation. Right. Okay. Forward. We need to talk about nominalization. So there are 2 affixes used for nominalization. These are kan and tan. Nominalizations formed using kan are interpreted let me rephrase the sentence. The possessors of nominalizations formed using kan are interpreted as subjects. The possessors of nominalizations formed using tan are interpreted as direct objects. Good. Oh, yes. Good point, Lucy. Friends, if you don't mind liking the stream, that's much appreciated. Okay, back to this. Super. Nominalizations. Nominalization is used extensively in Biirai to express a large number of, or let's just say, in a wide variety of constructions. C, and then, is there a way to link in this? There is, right? Can I? So can I do like, how do I, friends, how do I do this? I want to go down to subordination. So I do case subordination. Oh, there we go. Ooh, that's pretty. All right. All right. So this is really event nominalization. Other kinds of nominalizations we can talk about afterwards. Like agent nominalizations, as an example. Cool. Cooliulio. Cooliulio. What else do we need to discuss? Personal pronouns. Maybe we should discuss noun class first. Biirai has a noun class system in which 5 classes are contrasted. These classes are organized in a hierarchy, which is relevant for personal pronouns and subject-verb agreement. The classes are conventionally, well, we should probably come up with some cool names for the classes, but we can call them, for the purposes of this grammar, we will call them class A, B, C, D, and E to show the hierarchical order. Class A outranks all other classes, while class E is outranked by all other classes. How about that? Do we have names for the class? I don't think we have names for the classes, do we? Am I wrong? We have associations, but we don't have names. In addition, the classes are divided into 2 superclasses. The rational A, B, and the irrational C, D, E. Great. This division between rational and irrational classes is relevant for, let's try it again, articles. Beautiful. All right. Maybe we can also personal pronouns. Verb agreement. Beautiful. Look at that. Look at that, friends. Yes. Okay. Yarito, the semantic formal system. So assignment of nouns to classes is partially semantic and partially formal. The semantic assignment of nouns to classes proceeds as follows, although note that formal assignment often trumps semantic assignment. I don't know if we want to say often or always there, but oops, sorry, you're often. I'm covering up things a little bit too much there. And then let's just do a little class A, deities, class B, humans, class C, animals, class D, objects, class E, abstract nouns. A, B, C, D, E. Lovely. Formal assignment. Proceeds according to the final vowel of the noun. Nouns ending in, let's go back to our lexicon, we can see this. So nouns ending in E are assigned to class C, while nouns ending in U are assigned to class, what is it? D. Great. I love this system. This is a really cool system. All right. Okay. So that's the class system, although all of its implications are yet to be delineated. What's next? Personal pronouns. Okay, so personal pronouns are divided into two categories. Dependent and independent pronouns. Or two series. Better way of saying it. Independent. Penitent and impenitent pronouns. Yarito, we have a name for class E, which is see-through, which is itself in class D. That's a brain bender. That's a brain bender. Yeah. That's true. Okay, let's write it. The 5 classes have names within the Biirai grammatical tradition. XXXX see-through. But for the purposes of this grammar, do any of the other ones have? I'm just gonna see if we have names for any of the other ones. I don't. No, we don't. So the rest are to do. I think it's really funny that the name for class E is itself a noun in class D. That just seems like the kind of thing that you'd see. Lovely. Okay. dependent pronouns are enclitics. They are used, and let's return to the grammar section, for the subject of the verb, or of a verb, and the possessor of a noun. Independent pronouns are... Oh, Yarrito, see you later. If I've read it correctly, Jack, Sisru should be the name for class E, because it means phenomenon, which seems pretty intangible. I don't know what that is. All right, so then independent pronouns are used in all other environments, such as the direct object of a verb, the object of preposition, etc. All right. Third person, this division only occurs for first and second person pronouns, or separate forms for the two series only occur in the first and second person pronouns. The third person pronouns are identical in form, dependent and independent series of third person pronouns are identical in form, although the dependent pronouns criticize where the independent where their independent equivalents do not. Lovely. All right, so let's actually show them. But before we do, the first and second person pronouns are sensitive to the noun class of the speaker and the addressee. They occur, each occurs in three forms. That is each, so the first person and second person pronoun each occur in three forms. One used when the addressee is lower on the, oops, you can't see this, sorry, hierarchy of noun classes than the speaker. Proud form, which is used when the addressee is lower on the hierarchy of noun classes than the speaker. One neutral form, used when the speaker and addressee are in the same noun class. And one humble form, used when the speaker is lower than the addressee on the in the hierarchy of noun classes. This is a cool thing that I think Biirai has that I haven't seen elsewhere. All right. All right, I'm going to catch up on chat now. Calvin, are there any tendencies or restrictions on the lexical classes that can appear in compounds or the kinds of relationships the two roots can have? Ah, that's a really interesting thing to explore. I haven't thought about it yet. And to be honest, I'm open to suggestions on that. Like a yeah, Quain, like a rationality harmony. That would be kind of interesting. I just want to put in a little bit of extra explanation here, because obviously we can describe ourselves in different ways, which may, you know, you have your own name, you have your office, you have, you know, your job in society, you have relationships to other people. All of these are different words. So you could simultaneously be wife, daughter, mother, artist, your name. All of these things could in principle have different noun classes. So the choice of what to use in your calculation about the first and second person pronouns could be non-trivial. I don't know if it's necessary to write anything about that, but it's interesting to think about. Okay. So then let's actually give them. The forms are as follows. And do we need a chart here? Person. Yeah, I think we do need a chart here. Let's make it in green docs, and then we'll put it over. So I'd like to see 1 humble. This is just what we've already made this. The dependent forms of the first and second person pronouns are as follows, and then chart. And let's just I don't remember what our criterion for this allomorphy was. Does anyone? If anyone remembers about the san versus tan allomorphy, please let me know. Nothing jumps into my mind. So let's then get the independent forms are, and then we can just write this. Sawi, Biirai, Kaurin, Now, Satan, Tim. The third person pronouns differ according to the noun class of the referent, as follows. And then we have and just delete this. Delete column. Beautiful. Okay, look at that. We've made progress. We've been writing a grammar. I don't know why it doesn't do that. Okay, well, let's put in a little break for our friends in IRL land to stretch and hydrate. Always so crucial. All right, thank you so much for joining us, and we will return shortly. Okay, chat. How goes? How in the heckfire is it going? I'm just gonna relax here for a second, and then I'll do a quick Biirai, splash some water on my face, and we can continue. I'm doing the. I don't know about you. I find my neck gets tense when I stream because I'm like, I'm full of energy, and I'm poised. I'm always poised, but it takes a toll. All right. Yeah, it looks like chat is a bit delayed, but I will see how you're all doing when I return, because I'm going to do a quick Biirai. Again, splash water on my face, hydrate, stretch, all that good jazz. We will see you in a few minutes. Oh, we're back. I just saw the meme. Excellent, excellent meming. That was gold meming. All right. Oh, okay. Catching up on the chat. Yes. Yes, we are still doing Biirai vocabulary building featuring your names. So, please, by all means. Daur, to disappear. Oh, okay. That's got to go in. I'll do it on stream, or in the segment. What is Biirai religion again? All we know about Biirai religion so far is the Oasis spirit Traidzi from the award-winning short story that Galactic Sand wrote. So, you know, we have a lot to work with. So I think something like a spirit there's more than enough room. But the question is, how would you like it? How would you like it phonologically? Is it pincho bu, or is it a long o? Do tell. All right, so let's go. Let's keep going. There's no need to rest any further. Here we are. Okay, YouTube, welcome back. We are working on Biirai. We are formalizing everything down in the grammar that we've decided, and we're having a whale of a time doing it. I assure you. All right, let's zoom back to the side webcam, and yes. Okay. Son, what would you like to be when you grow up? A noun class. Yeah. Dream high. Pintubu. Okay. So we're getting some requests for some new words. Let's take care of that right away. Although we're going to need to lengthen this vowel. And then spirit. And so this is going to end up being in class D. And bambudzru. Smart, clever. Good. And what else do we have? Daur, to disappear. And let's write in the etymologies just so that we remember. I don't know why this is here. Oh yeah, this is supposed to be... well, we'll deal with that later. Ghost lily. And it's disappear, not door. Bamboozled. And then... Okay. Disikout. Disikout. I like that. Disikout. Discord. The ice cream elephant has been added, in fact. And as I do this, I'm just going to open up the YouTube studio because I saw someone asked on there today for their name to be added. Dry and Latin. So, and we're gonna have to do Latin, something like that. And so dry, and this is the username here. Look, I'm getting everything done today. So if you're watching, here you are. Your names are now added. Meredith. Yes. Pride. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so let's get our phonology up. So to adapt Meredith, something like Mairi We could do mairidit, mairidis. No, we can't do nos at the end. So I think mairidit is our only choice. And pride. All right. All right, and then Pintubu can be the name for class A. That's right, spirit. Okay, so let's put that in. Where did I? Here it is. And we haven't added. Okay. Ah, right, there's no L. What am I doing? Writing. Okay, so let it be written. So let it be done. Where were we? Subject-verb agreement. This is kind of handled by the pronouns, so we don't have to worry about that. Compounds. There's probably more to say about that, but we'll wait for the moment. Articles. Okay, this is something that we have. This is something that we have made some progress on recently. Goodness gracious. Okay, so articles agree with the class, with the superclass of their noun. Nouns in the rational classes A, B take the indefinite article be and the definite article sao. Nouns in the irrational classes C, D, E take the indefinite article no. The indefinite article no and the definite article zai. Okay, let's make a little chart to make this easier. Just come over here. A, B, C, D, E. Indefinite, definite. So B, sao, zai. And then we can do that cool thing where we merge the cells. We merge the cells, but then yeah, that's it. Okay, so we merge the cells and then we align it in a cool fashion, because this is what being cool is all about. No one told you this when you're growing up, but this is actually, it's not about drinking Coca-Cola, wearing, jeans, playing guitar like you're a rebel. It's about aligning spreadsheets, aligning your cells, merging your cells together and aligning them in Microsoft Excel or compatible. That is really what true cool is all about, and it always has been. That's I think that's what James Dean was trying to tell us. All right, so there's our paradigm. And here we go. The lag come back. Bine, songbird. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Ooh, I like that. We can call this class C. Back to great. All right, what's next? Prepositions. I don't know if there's anything necessarily to say about prepositions. Anything in particular? No, I don't think there's anything to say in particular about prepositions, other than they're prepositions. We can add something in about that later. Basic word order. Okay, so let's get on to some more syntactic matters. Biirai is a VSO language with inflexible word order, as far as I know. Sraidisit. Oh yeah, we gotta add that in. Sraidisit. Fulfill. I forget who spells fulfill in what way. That is not a great word. Love that. Okay. Yeah, basic word order, VSO. That's the way it is. Subordination of clauses is done through nominalization. And then we can nominalization. Subordination of noun classes of clauses is done through nominalization. Cool. Relativization. We have our headless relatives. I forget what we've discussed here. Okay, so we have some stuff to write about relativization. Let's just get all the data here. So we have, in general, let's say, subordination of clauses is done through nominalization of the subordinate clause. The relationship between the subordinate it's happening again. Okay, so that's good. Yeah. Yep. Back to the side webcam. Right. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, so the relationship between the subordinate and the main clause is shown largely by means of prepositions. Gunpoint, no, not gunpoint. There are spiritual weapons far more deadly. Okay, well, yep, gonna keep going. Right, so relativization. Let's talk about relativization. There may be some slight haunting. I don't know. I don't know what the feeling is in the chat about the existence of pintubu, right? Pintubu, spirits. Do they exist? I don't know. Sometimes I wonder. When doors open like that and there's no one there, sometimes I wonder. All right, so relativization. So there is a relative clauses are not marked by nominalization. Marked by nominalization. Instead, they are introduced by a relativizer and I need to get an example because it's been a while. Relative. Do we really have no examples of relative clauses? A relative suffix, a relativizing suffix, in, headless relative clauses are by headless relative clauses consist of, oh god, what's the best way to say this? I want to introduce these sein, yin, sin, duin, nin. Are marked by morphemes which originate as portmanteau of the of third-person pronouns, along with the relative rising suffix in. As such, they are sensitive to noun class. There we go. Sein, yin, sin, duin, nin. Okay, good. Now I am fairly sure we've got most in here now. For example, let's do some examples because linguistics papers and grammars without examples are basically useless. So we come here to seek the Lake of Eternal Life. And I've just realized that we didn't actually finish this and ask, do you know where this place is? Purpose clauses are introduced by gu to. So we come here to seek the Lake of Eternal Life. And there is our gloss. Come on, please. Please. There we go. So then this is the, let's just underline it to show the relevant spot. By a nominalization preceded by gu to. How about that? How about that, friends? And then we have other ones. Where are they? I think we had a when. Did we have a temporal clause? Yes, we did. So, temporal clauses are introduced by station preceded by za at. For when we finish, let us all go onto the boat. When we finish, let us all go onto the boat. And when we finish, za kritikan now. Okay. And then more examples can be added here. Well, either you're all very quiet or YouTube is not sending me much of anything. So I haven't, if you have been sending things, I haven't been abandoning you, I just haven't seen them. Okay, so let's mark in a few more things. Vowels are all pronounced much. Wow. You're back. Hello, everyone. Good. Much more centrally than their transcription implies. A, I, U are generally closer to... Oh, you're here. That's good. I just didn't want you to think I was abandoning you or neglecting you. IPA, let's take a look. Eh. Okay. That's an important note. Yeah, I think that is basically the brain dump of Biirai. Along with the dictionary and a lot more examples, this should be enough for people to run with it. Um, so maybe I'll take the last 10 minutes and I'll lay out the for Biirai. So I'll just come to the full screen webcam. So essentially, the plan for Biirai is to take this document as the starter's pistol and say, building on what's in here, go wild and start composing Biirai texts. If you want to introduce sound changes or other kinds of innovations, that can be limited to, you can just call that your dialect of Biirai. So the in-world sociolinguistic situation with Biirai is we have a big dialect continuum. Biirai is spoken in a big desert. And so there's a lot of variation from one oasis to another. But there's a shared literary language, which is the Biirai that you know and love from our streams together. So officially, what we've been calling Biirai is now classical or literary Biirai. And the Biirais that you work on, if you choose to, will be vernacular Biirai. So Biirai as it's actually spoken. Then if we end up making new decisions in classical or literary Biirai that you don't agree with, you could just say, oh, well, that's classical Biirai. That's not really part of this dialect. And what's great, and this is what we've seen happen with Pkwak, is that innovations in one dialect, much like they would in reality, they spread from one dialect to another. And they also influence the literary language, and the literary language influenced the vernacular. So we are kind of replicating some cool sociolinguistic and historical linguistic situations as we collaborate on this together. So that's the plan. Yeah, so I see some ideas already popping into the chat. Are there things that you desperately want to? Oh, well, okay. I see one thing that I did wrong. A, I, U. This. Thank you for pointing that out. Are there things that you desperately want to introduce into Biirai? Are there things you want to change? Where are your thoughts around it? I'd like to know. Also, obviously, this is not a complete grammar sketch. Biirai still is going to be actively worked on. So more will come, but as I said, if it ends up conflicting with something that you do, you can just say, well, that's literary Biirai. We don't do that. So, yay. Okay. I will be sharing these documents on Discord. So if you're not on Discord and you want to participate, well, there's only one thing for it. Get on Discord. Goodness gracious. And let the games begin. So I'm going to get up a map here. We are going to look at some geography so you can get an idea, if you haven't seen this or you haven't seen it recently, where Biirai is spoken. So let's get back over here. So Biirai is spoken basically in all of this red zone here, all of this desert on this continent. This is the Biirai continuum. This is the Biirai verse. Well, no, this whole thing's the Biirai verse, but this is like the Biirai verse within the Biirai verse. So this is where the Biirai speakers live. It is a desert. There are oases here and there. And for your reference, this is where the Pkwak speakers live, up in this sort of peninsula here. And so there's definitely contact between them. We've got a lot of work that we need to do. Yeah, as Lucy says, we need to finish the cute map. We do, but we need to do that back when we're in studio. So, yeah, that's the plan. I guess that's that. What I'll probably do for our, we'll say goodbye to YouTube, and then we'll just we'll chat for a few minutes. Just those of us who are here live. So, YouTube, thank you so much again. As always, such a pleasure. Thank you for joining us. This has been a great deal of fun. I'm glad we got the Biirai grammar all nailed down as best we could, and come back and we'll do some more. Until then, I remain yours linguistically, Colin. Okay, cool. Friends. We are good. So next week, so the situation is, and I'll sort of tell you the kind of stuff that's been going on schedule-wise. While I'm here, I am not 100% in control of my own schedule, just due to the need to coordinate with people on things. So it is possible that there will not be a stream next week. It is possible. I will give you as much notice as I can, as much notice as I get. I'll hear, and then I'll immediately get on to Discord and let you know. My fingers are crossed that we will be able to. If we are able to, we will be working on Eustamia, because there's been some interest, and to be honest, it's been very, 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 very neglected. And it'll kind of be a fun throwback to last year at this time when we were working a lot on it. Did you know that this stream, the YouTube channel, everything is now more than a year old? So we've been doing this for quite some time now, and I'm really pleased at how it's turned out. It's been just it's a perpetual source of joy to me to be able to come and spend this time with you every week, or if not every week, then almost every week. So now we are catching up with videos. So once we are at a good place with the videos and I'm back in the studio, look forward to seeing more diverse kinds of content. But until then, we're going to keep our nose to the grindstone, and we're going to turn our attention to Eustamia, our sad, neglected language that's spoken in this region up here. So that's that. Thank you once again. I'm going to sign off and get myself, I don't know, maybe I can chase that elephant down and get some ice cream. It's quite warm. So I shouldn't complain. Soon I'll be complaining about the cold again. But thanks again, everyone. We will see you back here, if not next week, then the week after. All right? Big thumbs up unto all of you, and we will see you around Discord.